When you look around the classroom, you will notice how we easily label ourselves. There's a smart one, there's an athletic one, there's a musical one. Somehow, we all tend to stick labels on ourselves, as if one word could capture our entire identity. So, do I do this as well? My answer is yes. And I was the quiet one. You will never believe it if you had seen me before, standing here and giving a speech in front of the crowd. Don't get me wrong, I was so quiet that I couldn't even ask for an extra ketchup at McDonald's. Anytime I had to speak in front of others, I tried to avoid it as much as possible, whether it was a class presentation or just simply sharing my thoughts. I just wasn't much of a social person. I barely interacted with my friends. I was only doing things I was assigned to do. And this made me believe my grades were my top priority, and also what defined me. Then one day, something I have never paid attention to caught my eye. My friends seemed independent, each of them balancing school with so many different activities. Maintaining 4.0 GPA while leading the varsity volleyball team and at the same time serving as a student council member. In their eyes, I saw a spark of passion. I feel pressure. I feel like I also have to do something, anything. While everyone else moved forward, I remained stuck in my own world. I could either stay within my comfort zone or take one step forward. And that first step was joining a medical service club for me. I wasn't interested in the medical field or the service. In fact, I didn't have any experience at all. Everything was new to me. Well, the club scheduled its first volunteering session at a hospital on a Sunday. Imagine giving up on a Sunday afternoon to volunteer at a hospital? Anyways, the day of the service came, and I had to take an hour-and-a-half subway ride and a quick Chinese lesson from my friend, and we finally got there. In front of us stood a tall, fancy building, which we expected to enter. However, as we just walked around the block, all our excitement vanished with a sigh. The actual hospital was in poor condition and looked as if it might collapse at any moment. At that moment, I realized this experience was going to be very different from what I had imagined. My job was guiding people to use kiosks and helping them while paying for the hospital fees. It sounds like a simple job, but what I didn't expect was how challenging the environment would be. I received latex gloves that kept sticking to my hands, a thick dark pig mask filled with warm stuffy air, and a red vest covered in Chinese characters that completely ruined my OOTD. I had to stand there all day. It was unbelievably hot, and I was drenched in sweat. And the worst part was we were only given steaming Chinese to drink, which I would never choose to drink on a day like that. So, with the heat, the sticky gloves, and the steaming tea, what would you expect from me? A big smile or a dramatic sigh? Everything was against me on the outside, but inside, I felt something new. Pride. Guiding people, helping people, and bonding with my team showed me I wasn't just less social, but I was more of a person who loved being part of a community. I had just been scared of trying something new, discovering another side of myself, or of failing it. Through this club, I learned what it truly means to connect and build teamwork. I also enjoyed every moment I spent helping others. I gave myself a new label. Moreover, I'm not someone who hesitates, but someone who steps forward. Everything begins with the first step, and this was mine. The first step into unveiling who I truly am. When you stay within a familiar label, you feel safe and comfortable. Yet, there is the moment when the real problem begins. On the surface, nothing seems wrong. But that single label will gradually put a veil on your identity, created by people's expectation, fear of failure, and the habit of staying where it feels comfortable. For me, I have always thought that being the quiet person would be my only label. The moment I had that belief, I was already failing myself, covering parts of who I truly was. However, when I finally stepped beyond that comfort zone, I found a more suitable label, one that led me to stand here today and giving a speech in front of all of you. That change began from something small, a single volunteering, guiding people in the hospital. I couldn't fully remove my veil on that day, but that small effort taught me something important. I was not who I had assumed I was. So, at the end of the day, this is the message I want to share. Having the courage and the willingness to lift the veil is what matters the most. To put this into perspective, I'm not just one version of myself. On Monday, I'm athletic sergeant. On Tuesday, I'm math genius sergeant. And on the weekend, I am game geek sergeant. You don't have to be just one thing. Try something new. Talk to someone different. Because the moment you step beyond your comfort zone, you might discover another version of yourself. Who knows? You might like your new self. Thank you.